So I came across a story today. There's an ice cream company in Canada called Chapman's. There was an anti-vax boycott that's been viewed as an obvious failure. This is a good story. One thing on Michael Brooks, and Majority Report, Michael Brooks especially, is that he didn't just talk about the bad things and the things that we face right now and what's going to happen in the future. He talked about people in the past that were successful. He brought attention to successes for all of us to emulate, to recognize, and to be inspired by. I like to say. There's a guy, I think his name was Wallace. He was the vice president for Roosevelt, and he was for. This is back in '42. Now he was talking about the double victory, the two V's: victory at home and victory abroad. Victory against fascism at home, fascism abroad. He believed in desegregation. He actually he was trying to help black folks keep the factory jobs they had, the women getting a fair wage, all of it. I would never have known about Mr. Wallace if not for Michael Brooks. His name was Henry Agard Wallace. I just wanted to be clear. Um, I've talked before about how white boycotts don't work. I don't mean to be racial, but that white boycotts don't work. Whether it be the boycott of Nike for Kaepernick, which is a huge failure, whether it be when Trump came out against Christianity Today, simply for saying that Trump should probably step down, and he was like, "Oh, that's a rag." They're not even that political. I looked at them. Christianity Today isn't that political. It never was. They were just saying that if Trump's doing all this stuff that's creating so much animus and so much confusion, he should step down morally. It wasn't really a Christian statement. It was a moral statement they were making. And he attacked them anyway. Didn't matter. People went out and bought their publications. This story that I want to talk to you guys about, the Chapman's ice cream thing. Evidently, Chapman's wants to, I guess they're going out of their way to have people get shots, get tested on their own dime. They're giving a $1 raise to everybody who's fully vaccinated, and they asked all unvaccinated employees to take a rapid test on a company dime. And the company was flooded with hateful emails, phone calls, even regular mail. And then a counter movement started, people buying it just to anger those who started the boycott. Um, it's important to recognize what this means. Okay. Um, One thing about the right that I've learned in the last couple of years with Trump is that the right doesn't really have any ideas for the future, for climate change, for pandemics, for any of that. I'm talking about Tucker Carlson, people of that nature. Their ideology is a nostalgia for the past and a hate for the future that they have no place in. The whole idea for the right in this type of argument with the vaccinations is that this costs the rich money, this is going to make them take the jobs overseas, whatever. That's the right wing's whole propaganda. Because I grew up underneath it. It's saying that you're lucky to have a job, even if that job is exposed you to asbestos, even if you're getting sexually harassed, you're lucky to have a job. And it's always pushing back against worker protections, whether it be all kind of stuff. It's important to understand that these people were against OSHA. They were against a lot of things we take for granted now. Um, the idea that a corporation will take it upon themselves to pay to get everybody tested, but also to pay a little bit more, even if it's a minuscule amount, folks that are vaccinated, that hurts the bottom line for the right. And that's where the anger lies. The anger lies in corporations not believing, but giving the left a chance. See, the right wing their whole argument, their whole fight is to suppress, I don't want to suppress socialism, suppress liberal democracy, but it's to suppress ideas, whatever they may be, always, so you don't catch on. And these can be small. That's why you have the boycotts. When Kaepernick kneeled a couple times and people lost their shit, he didn't cuss the police. He kneeled. When an ice cream company simply says, "Hey, folks, get vaccinated. We're willing to pay you something." That's where that rage comes from, is the idea that they're losing. It isn't just about what Joe Blow on the street thinks. You have corporations saying, okay, you know, I don't mind. Pay them $1 more. You know, hey, what's the big deal? Okay. We'll kneel and put our fist in the air. That's the problem. They can't allow the discussion or the discourse to even favor the left. And that's where some of the ridiculous right wing takes come from. I think it doesn't work. I think it's counterproductive. I think right wing boycotts are somewhat similar to cancel culture. Basically, it is, because cancel culture is saying that you said something wrong, maybe you used the word crack or whatever, and on the right, it's basically saying, how dare you even question Donald Trump, or how dare you even talk about Black lives, or how dare you even have these discussions? Doesn't matter how nice, doesn't matter if Kaepernick's kneeling, you had the discussion, so now you must pay. It's contrary to their basic beliefs, isn't it? Because it's basically snowflake culture. Thanks for listening.